Greetings to everyone and a warm welcome. Today, I'll be delving into the topic of Marxism in education with a specific focus on the aspects of information, knowledge, and wisdom. Let us try to understand the basic assumptions of Marxism. Marxist theory offers a critical perspective on education, viewing it as a social institution deeply intertwined with the broader structures of society. The Marxist approach to education emphasizes the role it plays in either reinforcing or challenging existing class structures and power dynamics. Marxism's application to education provides a critical lens through which to examine how educational systems contribute to the reproduction of social inequalities. While highlighting the potential for social change, Marxist perspectives prompt educators and scholars to critically assess the role of education in either challenging or perpetuating existing class structures and power relations. Assumptions of Marxism. 1. Historical materialism. Marxist theory is built on the foundation of historical materialism, suggesting that the economic structure of a society shapes its political and social institutions. Historical change is primarily driven by economic factors. 2. Class struggle. Marxism posits that society is characterized by class struggle between the bourgeoisie, owners of the means of production, and the proletariat, working class. This class conflict is seen as the driving force behind historical change. 3. Mode of production. Marxists argue that the mode of production, including the relations of production and ownership, determines the structure of society. Changes in the mode of production lead to social transformations. 4. Dialectical materialism. Marxism adopts dialectical materialism, a philosophical approach that views history and society as products of the contradictions and conflicts inherent in material conditions. 5. End of capitalism. Marxists anticipate the eventual collapse of capitalism due to internal contradictions, leading to a transition to socialism and, ultimately, communism. Now let me discuss Marxism in education. 1. Reproduction of class structure. Marxist education theory contends that education systems can reinforce existing class structures by reproducing inequalities. The educational system is seen as serving the interests of the ruling class. 2. Ideological state apparatus. Education is considered an ideological state apparatus that perpetuates the dominant ideology of the ruling class. It influences perceptions, values, and beliefs to maintain the existing social order. 3. Role of education in social change. Marxists argue that education has the potential to be a catalyst for social change by promoting awareness of class struggles and fostering critical consciousness among the working class. 4. Economic determinism. Marxist education theory asserts that economic structures fundamentally influence educational practices. The curriculum and educational policies may reflect and perpetuate the values of the ruling class. Lastly, let us understand concept of information, knowledge, and wisdom in Marxism. 1. Information in Marxism. Instrument of ideology. Information, according to Marxism, is often considered a tool used by the ruling class to disseminate its ideology. Media, educational institutions, and cultural practices may control and manipulate information to maintain the hegemony of the bourgeoisie. Selective dissemination. The ruling class, through its control of information channels, may selectively disseminate content that aligns with its interests and perpetuates the dominant ideology. This can contribute to shaping public perceptions and maintaining social order. 2. Knowledge in Marxism. Class-inflected knowledge. Marxist theory posits that knowledge is not neutral but is influenced by class interests. The dominant class controls and shapes knowledge to maintain its position of power. Educational bias. Educational systems, controlled by the ruling class, may impart knowledge that reflects and reinforces the values of the bourgeoisie. Certain perspectives and histories may be marginalized or excluded. 3. Wisdom in Marxism. Class-conscious wisdom. Wisdom, within a Marxist framework, involves a class-conscious understanding of social structures. It goes beyond individual insight to encompass a collective awareness of how societal conditions are shaped by class dynamics. Critical consciousness, wisdom, in the Marxist sense, includes the ability to critically analyze the existing social order, recognize class-based oppression, and work towards social change. It implies a broader understanding of the systemic issues at play. 4. Media and propaganda. Information as propaganda. Marxist analysis often views mainstream media as a tool for spreading ideological propaganda that serves the interests of the ruling class. Knowledge production. Media, controlled by the bourgeoisie, can influence the production of knowledge by framing issues in ways that align with the dominant ideology, shaping public opinion accordingly. 5. Education as an ideological apparatus, shaping worldview. Marxist theory sees education as an ideological state apparatus that contributes to shaping the worldview of individuals. The content and structure of education may reinforce the values and norms of the ruling class. Reproduction of ideology. Through educational institutions, the ruling class reproduces its ideology, shaping the beliefs and attitudes of students in a way that supports the existing social and economic order. 6. Critique of cultural hegemony. Ideological influence. Marxism critiques the concept of cultural hegemony, where the ruling class establishes its worldview as the dominant culture. Information, knowledge, and wisdom are influenced by this hegemonic culture. Challenging cultural hegemony. Marxist perspectives encourage individuals to critically assess the information they receive, question dominant narratives, and strive for a more egalitarian distribution of knowledge and wisdom. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Education and Teacher Education at Shoki Bilal.